Hello, it's me. Christine, hello, can't wait to see what you're painting today. We're not painting much today, we're going to build some new things. Plan for today. Just drink of water. It's already here. It's me. Excuse the fact that I'm wearing this amazing hoodie that I've got. It's got burgers on it. Cool as shit. Casual Nerdin, hello. How's it going? Thanks for swinging on by. Been a hot minute since we've been back on the Twitch. Been a bit unwell last week. Took some time. Got a bit better. Did some Age of Sigma on Friday, which ran over. So that's why we didn't Friday. This is Bumper Pants, hello. Repping the super comfy burger hoodie. Please don't get paint on the hoodie. We're not painting today. We're going to build some Marvel superheroes. Do a bit of an unboxing, a bit of a chill one, a bit more laid back. Plan for today. Despite not having streamed for a week, we've had a good decent amount of followers in the past sort of 5-6 days. We've had 6 new people following the channel that we've discovered from various different other channels that we've been in, which has been super great. What else we've been up to? Well, I've not been streaming. I have been sort of chipping away at like bits of commission work and stuff. So if you head over to my Instagram, you can see some of the finished tanks that I've done. So they're done. We've just got the tank commanders to do. I think there's like 5 of them to do. Then we've got some Rough Riders. I built some Leagues of Votan squat space dwarf things today, which has been pretty cool. That was for a commission I picked up a little bit earlier on in the a bit of a slow burner. Booked another big commission job, probably the biggest to date. I'm really excited for to do some boarding action terrain pieces. Hopefully that should arrive at some point. But excuse me. Plan for tonight is to make a start on the promised kind of content that we talked about all throughout of February and a little bit of January, which is Marvel March. So what we're going to do is we've got the kind of core starter box thing from Marvel's Crisis Protocol, which has 10 or so different kind of superheroes and supervillains. The plan is for the next kind of 4 weeks, we're going to kind of work on them on and off stream with the goal of trying to get them all done by the end of March, which should be super cool. And the fella who these belong to, we'd hopefully be able to get some games in with them. Do some really cool bits and pieces. So let's get over to here. So this is the box here. This is Marvel Crisis Protocol. This is like a little skirmish and a character-driven game set in the world of the Marvel comic universe, cinematic universe, however you want to describe it. I've not actually opened the box to see what's inside since I got it. This should be cool. This is all new for me. So yeah, how's everybody else's week been? It's been a little while since we spoke to some people on the Twitch waves. What kind of cool things have you been up to? How have your weeks been? How was last week? A bit more space here. Right in there we go. You know, you don't stream for 7 days and you just kind of forget how everything works. But yes, how is everyone? So yes, so what have we got in here? We've got 10 character miniatures, 10 bases, a daily bugle terrain piece, some cars, some dumpsters, some traffic lights, some lampposts, and then what looks to be like all the different pieces that they use for the games, like all the tokens, all the cards, and whatnot. So it looks like we've got a Dr. Octopus, Miss Marvel, Ultron, Spider-Man, Crossbones, Red Skull, Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man, and Baron Zemo. It looks like you're going to get all of these like really cool bits of terrain and stuff as well, which could be well cool. So let's let's get this opened up and we'll see what. Yes, Ultron. Yes. I'm just gonna knock that like that. There we go. That's a little bit better. It's a little bit less glary now. So, what do we got in here? So yeah, as you can see how much like what I've done in this. This looks like it's gonna be kind of like the rule book and stuff. There's some really nice pictures in here, kind of showing off some other bit. That's all nice and cool. There. Looks like we've got a big old sheet of different tokens. Yes, Ultron. So yeah, look, tokens here. What do we got here as well? So this looks like it's all of the like different character cards and stuff. There's a little like Iron-On Avengers Assembled pack. These are cool. I like these. These are like done in the kind of like the comic book style. Let's see if we can zoom that in a touch. Get that a little bit nicer. There we go. Yeah, they've got the sort of like the comic book style. So we've got Hulk, Bruce Banner. Yeah. So we've got Hulk, Bruce Banner, Baron Zemo with Helmut Zemo, Black Widow, Captain America, or Captain America First Avenger, more different Captain America, Captain Marvel, Crossbones, Doc Ock, Iron Man, Red Skull, a more different Red Skull, Spider-Man, and a Ultron. They're quite nice. They're quite cool. The fellow that this belongs to also bought the Hulk, I think. I don't know whether we got some stuff off Kickstarter as well, so it proved to be quite an interesting box of stuff here. Looks like we've got some like acrylic tokens here. Some more tokens. What else we got?
Another soul claim.
Spoodly Doodler, thank you very much for the follow. How are you? Didn't cack myself when the thing went off. So yeah, looks like we've got some like extra bits of cards here. Zorvik, how's it going? Hello, hello. How's it going, Mr. Spoodly? What are we up to this evening? How are you today? Yeah, I'm okay. I've had a bit of a bit poorly last week. A bit insomnia, so I've been off the Twitch waves for a little bit. So just back with a vengeance to get back onto the track. Saw your link in the Discord, so I thought I'd lurk before I get started. Oh, cool. What are you working on tonight? What's your plan for your stream? Miss Gratis, hello. If anybody isn't already following Mr. Spoodly Doodler, please go and drop them a follow. I think we either raided or we were part of a raid train from somewhere else. That's right, the Invader Zimta, we did raid you, yes. So go and check out Mr. Spoodly Doodler. Nisgrata's coming in with his first mod shout out. Follows are free. What else have we got here? How is the Zim Tau coming along? Did you get sort of the colour? I think the last time I spoke to you, you were having sort of a bit on the fence about like some particular colours. We get all that sorted. Invader Zim Tau, I need to see that. Well, go and drop my follow. Or your lurk on. I'm sure you'll be able to see some. All this power, let's hope my finger doesn't slip. I have a pic of the Commando Shadow Sun pinned up. Yeah, if you've got a link to that, Spoodly, there's like a links I think are auto-modded out, but there's like a channel point redemption I think for like 10 points, where you can share the link. I'll start for 45 minutes, but don't take it from me. I'm not advertising, I swear. No, it's all good. It's what it's all about. Got to support everybody. Right, let's get this off here. Whoop. Right, so quite a lot of plastic in this box. That looks like it's some of the models there. Looks like it's more of the models there. More models in here. This looks like it's going to be dumpsters and stuff. These are the nice bases for all the models and stuff. That's really cool. Oh yeah, the terrain that you get in this box is really nice. Might have to see about maybe putting some of these lampposts on bases or something. But yeah. That was like some of the cars. Okay. So we're not going to do any of the terrain, I don't think, as part of this. Only part models, it's better than I expected. Yeah, same, to be honest. I have like no frame of reference as to what these kits are like, but I mean, you know, that looks like it's a dumpster kit. So, so the plan wasn't to do the terrain as part of this challenge, just because that was a bit much. But we might get through all the heroes quicker than expected, so that could be like a nice little stretch. Another stretch goal. There's some cars there, and that looks like it's going to be some of the like lampposts and the Daily Bugle kind of stand. Ooh, this grass is a mod. Yes, he is. Yeah. Modulator Supreme. Let's get some of these out here. Don't think we've streamed since I made Niska mod. I made him a mod and then was very, very poorly for a couple of days. What would you like to see? Just a selection of models? You just put whatever you want to... Just put whatever you want to put in, man. Finished stuff would be cool. Right. So, I guess the first thing I'm going to need to do... Probably get that instruction book. Because I'm hoping... that it has the instructions on how to build these things. Don't think I won't time out the streamer's wife. She's gone mad with power. Okay. So this is just all rules. Rules. I like games like this where there's, you know, like there's just a nice little leaflet thing here. Ah. Yes, there is instructions in the back here. Wonderful. Look at this, like... Busy rescuing unicorns on Hogwarts Legacy anyway. I mean, look at this for instructions, like... Oh man, like, GW, take note. Right, so I guess the first thing we'll start with then is Captain Marvel. So I think that's going to be... Nope, that's Black Widow. That's Iron Man. That's Baron Zemo, that's Crossbones, that's Ultron. Well, I suppose I should really ask, does anybody want to see a particular hero or supervillain being built? Be careful, some parts are tiny. Yeah, I'm a big fan of more kind of like realistic proportions on miniatures, but god damn, I mean, the size of Spider-Man's head here. Don't know how well you can kind of see it, but it's like it's just teeny tiny. I can show off some painted MCP stuff too. Just got finished with a huge commission of them. Nice, yeah, absolutely do share that. I'll most definitely be stealing some inspiration from you if you print them in. Zolik wants to see some Iron Man. Let's build Iron Man first then. Straight in there. Storvik knows what he wants. Cap America. Where are the instructions for Iron Man? Ultron, Baron Zemo, Crossbones, Captain America. Go. Iron Manu. Kobe. Let's do. Right, let's find Iron Man then here. So Zemo, Octopus, Marvel, Udaman, Ultron, Crossbones. Here we go. This is the tiny little sprue that we've got for alright, the stuff is spotted. Cool, I'll check them out after stream. But anybody else who's cutting about should go and have a look. We'll get his base out as well. I'm a huge fan of like bases like this where all the details is kind of already on them. So it looks like, all right, okay. So it looks like we've got a set of the same and then some kind of custom ones here. Right. So bases are huge for these as well. Damn. Right. We might have to take the Udi off because it's starting to get a bit toasty in here now. It's at the back door having a smirk before, and I was a bit chilly, so I thought I'd put the Udi on. But now I'm getting thirsty. Okay, so the first step is we're going to put the two parts of the torso together. How did you find painting this Crisis Protocol stuff, Spoodly? Was it kind of much of a how did you find it compared to doing stuff like the Tau and the Games Workshop stuff? It's super clean though. Hardly anything on them. Painting them is fun as fuck, but building them really blows. Okay. So I was just kind of looking at them there and I was like, this not a stream's worth of content here. But if they're a bit sucky to build, then yeah, maybe we'll get a fair bit out then. Push together. Right. Step 1 complete. Iron Man's teeny tiny torso. Right. Step 2, we need to get leg bits together. Alright, so this is weird. So the the parts are numbered, but they're not numbered on the instructions. Worst ones that you'll work on: Storm, Daredevil, Scarlet Witch, and Angela. All of them float like Nighthorn. Oh, okay. So out of all of them, it's only Scarlet. I don't have any of those. I've just got the contents of this box, which is like the core 10. So hopefully we shouldn't have too much problem. But yeah, the instructions not having like numbers on them is a bit weird. Yeah, Scarlet Witch is the main lady. Also, don't use plastic cement. I recommend glue for these. Oh, okay. Just like a super glue or something. We'll see how we get on. I don't know if we've got any super glue actually. Be a really short stream. And it goes like that. Yeah, or an epoxy adhesive like Zapagap or Profix. Okay. Well, we'll see how we get on. Because I don't have any of those. This must be an odd plastic to not react well to plastic glue. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, like it feels like plastic, but sometimes with the like the details being so fine. Yeah. We'll see how we get on. So just been informed by the sister that Keanu Reeves was in Leicester Square today. Well, damn it. It's not like you could have gone to Leicester Square though. Like you don't live anywhere near it. It's not the point. I mean, it kind of is the point though. Really. You're webbing you. You can say you're in the same country as Keanu Reeves now, though. I mean, that's fair. Okay, yeah, kind of starting to see what you're saying there about the plastic glue. Like, that hasn't kind of gripped it quite as aggressively as I would have thought. So far, so good. I will say that these are immaculate, though, in terms of like mold lines and stuff. There's hardly anything on them. Like, at all. And if there is, it's so soft. Yeah, I've heard he's supposed to be quite a nice person. Very kind of like humble and quite down to earth. There we go. That's the legs and torso put together for Iron Manaru. What do I do now? Put the arms and the head on and glue the base. I'm going to glue the base now, just so we've got something a bit more solid to hold in by.
Another soul claimed.
Oh, Lingo Dingo. That took a minute to get through my head. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Hope you're well. What are we up to this evening? We are making a start on our Marvel March project. where we're planning to build and paint all of the heroes from the Marvel Crisis Protocol box set throughout the duration of March. Good day, mate. Gonna make a sweeping generalization that you're from Australia from the name and the entrance there. Hope you're doing well. Right, that's the torso and legs put together. Lingo. Oh, nice one. What do you do all of your does all your like your channel art and stuff? That's well cool. Thank you for swinging on by. Yeah, and the emotes. Oh, nice. Look at them go. Spam them emotes. Our wonderful modulator gratis does all of our emotes for us. And I make some myself, some of the more basic ones. Oh yeah, oh they're lovely. Dig them. Right. Got the detail on that head, so soft. Holy corgi. It's a good emote. Big fan of the potato. Right, step 4. Got this one. So, interesting question. How did you come up with the name Spoodly Doodler? It's like your sort of streaming name sort of thing. Sounded funny when you said it. Love it. Fancy unicorn. Been known as Spud Nugget for a long time, so started doing silly name like Spuddles McDuddles, and eventually evolved into Spoodly Doodler. Love it. Top shelf, top shelf memes. That's like that. Also, who could forget that name? Yeah, no, it's very true. Very unique one, which is why I like to. Why I was intrigued more than anything else. Okay, so that's that. Let me get a little hand. Okay. I feel like that definitely could have been one piece and not 3. Be right back. Need to see what food is in the house. No bother. And we've got a shoulder cap to go on here as well. At least the other arm looks like it's going to be in at least one piece. Oh, damn. I think you're going to lurk in here while I get set up. No bother. Did a huge cleanup this weekend. I need to get my table prepped. No bother. Well, if I don't get a chance to speak to you before you you go live, hope you have a great stream. Really catch you again sometime.
Another soul claimed.
Ooh, Ridgecraft, thank you very much for the follow. How's it going? Ridgecraft is another miniature painter and streamer who does some fantastic work. So please go and drop him a follow. I think my mod's just literally stepped out to do the shout out for me. Do it in a sec. How's your Monday going, Ridge? Hope you're keeping well. How are you doing? Could have sure I followed you. It's all good. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Had a bit of a break last week from the old streaming because I was a bit poorly, but back with a vengeance. Fully full of man flu, dude. Fucking rotten. Hope you recover quickly. I know quite a few people who have been kind of knocked out with, like flu and cold, and just generally being a bit kind of run down. Funny old thing. I don't think I'll ever complain about a Games Workshop kit again, because what I thought was going to be a really simple, like, 8 or 9 piece miniatures just absolutely blow me fucking brain. Lots of talented people. Yeah, boy. Yeah, no, Ridgecraft does some really nice stuff as well. House is full of it. That sucks. Luckily, I think we've managed to avoid it with both me and the wife being remote working still. Just become little hermits. Don't go out. Don't do anything anymore. Right. Get this here. And we'll get the shoulder cap on. And then that is first piece down. Oh, that looks like he's kind of gently guiding someone for like a bottom slap there. I think we'll get this a bit more. There we go. That's a bit more like the action pose, isn't it? When he's doing the step back there to do his repulsor blast. Well, cool. Live into that. Literally shoving Vicks up my nose so I can breathe. Yeah. My go-to now is stupid strength Fisherman's Friends mints. I always keep some here, just Fisherman's Friends original. Like, they do wonders for unblocking a nose. And if you're not already and you're using Vicks, and I swear this works, is if you rub Vicks on the bottoms of your feet and then put some socks on when you go to bed. There you go. Knew it. She's coming in there with our country bumpkin old wives tricks. Sounds like the most ridiculous thing in the world. But it most certainly does. Just Milja, here's some Spoodle Spud. Thank you very much. First time chatter, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We're just working on making a start on some Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. Yeah, a few people said that. It's so random. Country bumpkin old wives trick. Well, it is. So you're from the Shire? Mrs. Bumblepants is my wife. And while I come from the civilized part of the northeast of England, she lives up in the wilds of Wanney. Or lived, rather. She lives with me now, obviously, being my wife. Right. So, yeah. Spider-Man, Iron Man, all donezo. I don't know what they call you, Taloan of the League of Extraordinary Nerds, or just Andy. So you have to let us know how you want to be called. But welcome in. Hello, hello. Nice to finally to catch you on the other end of the Twitch waves. Hope you're doing well. Oh, whatever you fancy. Oh, Mary Disney. You big sloot. Yeah, it's whatever. But I'll just probably just call you Andy, because that's or Bambi, whichever works. Love it. What are we up to this evening? How was your stream? You're doing more. What you manager? Civilized in the Northeast isn't two words I'd put together. Oh, fucking oof. Fucking oof. Put right to the middle of us. So I'm from the illustrious. Well, I live just outside the illustrious Newcastle upon Tyne. So, get fucked. Is what I would say to that. But yes, certain parts of the Northeast doesn't have the best reputation for show. Shots fired. love that emote. Great. Now, with State Night was playing some Monopoly with the other half. Ooh, nice. Very cool. Let me do some shout outs. Eon Ray, hello, hello. Let's think about how to do this. Let's go. Right. There we go. Go give Richcraft a follow. Wonderful miniature painter. And this right. And the other half lost so badly. Oh. And right. Yeah, there we go. Follow the League of Extraordinary Nerds, who plays a lot of Football Manager as well as some other bits and pieces. Oh, Wednesday for the win. Thank you very much for the follow. So Al, busy up in her tonight. So does that mean that Bambi beat you at Monopoly or you beat him? A wild Grimolan. Is that like a pangolin? But just a bit more scuttly. That's the image that I've got in my head now, like Grimolan. We're putting together Captain Marvel at the moment. That's the body piece there. Okay. What's tonight's project? So we're making a start on the Marvel March challenge that I've set myself, which is to build all of the superheroes and supervillains from the Marvel Crisis Protocol like starter box set thing. So starting today, hopefully get it all finished by March, end of March. Just on the bottom of your feet with some socks. You'll feel a bit hot and a bit weird at first, but it works. Also leaves your feet smooth. It's so fucking weird. Also, these kits look pretty sick. Yeah, they're really nice. This is the Iron Man that we did just before. So yeah, look at this. Everyone just sharing follows about, man. Bring a little tear to me. This is what it's all about. So yeah, we've got just on the Iron Man, we've got Captain Marvel, we've got Spider-Man, Doc Ock, Baron Zemo, Ultron, Black Widow, Captain America, Red Skull. I think that's it. I think that's a 10. You're like a smooth foot. Are you going with the classic color schemes? You're going to go with alternative universe colors? I think classic, just for the challenge. I was chatting with the guy this was for. This is kind of like it's kind of a commission, but it's kind of not. It's like a favor to a friend sort of thing. And I was chatting to him about it because I really like the Marvel Noir like comics. So I was gonna see if you fancied them just being done in like a noir style, so like just like blacks and greys and stuff. And he was kind of for it, but you know the whole point of the game is like these really bright, vibrant comic book characters, right? So just prepping and just gonna kind of do them like that, I think. Nice, good mix there. Yeah, no, yeah, it's a good thing. So I follow all of the Twitch hobbyists, got to support and share that hobby love, yeah, for sure. That's the way forward. Just prepping for yours right now. Good stuff, good stuff. So we need to work out what we're doing with these arts. We've also got some Krieg tank commanders to do this week. I want to try and get them done and off my table. And some converted Rough Riders, Acadian Rough Riders on motorbike. We want to try and get them done in the next couple of weeks as well. Because we've got a nice big commission coming in to do some of the boarding action terrain from the new boarding action game. Yeah, Spooley just popped some images of a commission that he's just finished for the same kind of things and a little bit more from the sounds of it. So definitely go and check that out. ! Discord if you're not already in there. Oh, these pieces are so tiny. And I've got quite small hands, so that doesn't normally bother us, but fuck me. These are extra as shit. There we go. Everyone's spamming the Discord command there. One arm done. But yeah, so for people who are new here, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday as best we can. We do sometimes miss some because I suffer terribly with insomnia. So I often, if I get into a bit of a rut, just end up having to miss the odd stream here and there, just because I need to rest and recuperate. And the Marvel stuff will be the predominant focus over the next kind of 3 to 4 weeks. If you are interested in seeing how they turn out, that's when we'll be doing them. And we'll also be putting endless amounts of pictures of them on Discord and on Instagram and stuff like that as well. So yeah. Want some tweezers? I don't think it would help. I've got some, to be honest. Split Doodlers are awesome. I'm gonna go check these out. Oh, yeah. On the unicorn. And say hi, Spoodly. I am here. Completed. Let's have a look at these. Oh, nice. I like the greens and the purples that you've got for your Invader Zim Tau there. Very nice. Human prints in there too. Oh, I like that big, like troll ogre looking thing. That's well cool. What's that from? Like the big blue troll thing. Oh, okay, yeah. It looks like it's the start of the feed. Yeah, I like that all. Very nice. I like that. What was that guy called with the metal arm? Was that Forge? X-Men thing, isn't it? Oh, the Deadpool's cool. I love the little whoosh edition. Welcome. God damn. Oh, the Goat King dropped in the Discord as well. Cool. Captain Marvel next. Nice choice. Yes, that's what we're working on at the moment, Captain Marvel. I've discovered today that you can't play solitaire with a Sabak card deck. Fair enough. Wait, is your Sabak the hollow table Sabak? Is that the card game thing that you got from Star Wars Land? I know that's not the proper name for it. Star Wars Land. That one's going to need gluing in, but the other one didn't. Right, that's the arms glued into there. We'll just let them dry for a hot minute. Specs a gambling card game in Star Wars, many rule sets, but generally the cards are changing values and the hollow tables hold their value. No, the actual card game, yeah, I got it from Calyx Edge. 6 suits make solitaire difficult. Just makes it last longer, right? We've got to then put the legs together and then they go into the body. Okay, cool. What should we build after Captain Marvel? Any preference from anyone? Spider-Man, Red Skull, Ultron, Zemo. We've got 2 Red Skulls and or 2 Spoodermans. Or this Coyop. He's a pull up, mate. I should just do slash pull. You can pop the different options in. He does have 2 copies of the Tesseract. Don't be confused about that. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, so we've got two Spoodermans, 2 Red Skulls, and an Ultron. See if we can get a tie break in there, maybe. See who can and a power track in a pear tree. Go in here like oh. Oh no. Bit of glue in there. I'll wedge that in. Oh, wow. Love that frog. Cool. I think we'll build the rock next. So we can get her onto a base, and then that might help make it a little bit more stable. You been up to much with your day off today, Beyond Rear? You are off this week, aren't you? I remember that one. Okay, gotta run. I'll be late for my own stream. I mean, you're more than welcome to just stay here and just chill out smoothly if you want to. But no, enjoy your stream, mate. Hope you have a good one. And I'll speak to you again real soon. Oh yes, pull open. Well, yeah, go look in yeah. No, I'm only messing. You go and enjoy your stream, buddy. Right. So. Let's get this here. Ooh, that means you've got to go as well. Happy painting, mate. Thank you very much. Olingo Dingo, thank you very much for the follow as well. It's been great having you in. Hopefully catch you again soon. Yeah, I'm off this week. Just watched a load of ASMR vids and played a spot of Solitaire with some back deck. Nice. Nice and central to the base, we think. Just Milja, thank you very much for the follow. Or just Mia. Yeah. Have a good stream. Going to Spud 2, no bother. Thank you very much for swinging on by and spend a little bit of time here. Hopefully catch you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Right, so we've just got the head and this, what looks to be like a hair to go on here. Oh no, it's not hair, it's like a belt sash thing. Ooh. Ooh. Buddha Man has won. Alrighty, righty. Lots of follows today and over the past couple of days, which has been great. Come on in, you get your thing, yeah. Ah. Okay. I think we've knocked the arm out here. Some very fine joins here. There we go. Let's marble there. Down those shovel hands of mine. I don't know. Just useful for digging holes, like the little mole I am. They just look big on stream? That's it, yeah. They're just tiny in real life. Just big in comparison. Mogs Minis, hello. Oh, another one. Duke XX99, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. How are we doing, Mogs? Feels like it's been a hot minute since I've spoken to you. I think I keep missing your stream. How are we doing? Doing very well, making fajitas as you speak. Spoody sent you. What a guy. Yeah, I think he's just gone live. He was just in here beforehand, just chatting. What a gent. What kind of fajitas are we making, Mogs? Is it are the meaty fajitas? veggie fajitas. I am partial to a fajita myself. When me and the now wife first moved in together, we pretty much lived on fajitas because it was the only thing that we could both like reliably make with very little effort. So most days it would be, what should we have for tea? Well, we've got some mince, so we've got some chicken in the fridge. Should we do like a bolognese or something like that? And then it would be, let's just make some fajitas instead. Oh yeah, thank you for the shout out for Mugs as well. Mugs does some wonderfully creative miniature painting and some awesome conversions. The last time I think I seen her, he was converting up some really cool kit. So yes, go and give her a follow as well. Veggie fajitas with all the possible guac. So is it like a guacamole delivery system? Just an excuse to eat an ungodly amount of guac. Trying to work out how this goes on here. That looks like it comes over a leg. Maybe it's like that? Yeah, I think that's that. There we go, and that is Captain Marvel. All dunsy 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 duns. Oh yeah, avocado jam is the best. And tacos. Chicken, smoked paprika and barbecue. Shed load of cheese is my go-to with fajitas. Yeah, I like chicken fajitas as well. Just with like a shit ton of like onions and peppers and stuff. Captain Marvel #1 hero. Get in the bin. Get in the bin. Right, I think Spider-Man was the next one that we said we would build, right? Oh, that's handy. It's on that page. Right, so need what looks to be a flat base, so we'll get that one out there. Yeah, Spidey next. Nice. That's not so bad. How long have we been going for? That's not bad. It's taken about 20 minutes to half an hour-ish to build one of these models, so we should see out over the rest of the evening with that. What I am loving is the fact that there's just absolutely no waste on these sprues. Every piece is accounted for. Great. Black Widow. The Spider-Man. I really hope there's a J. Jonah Jameson model for this game. Who just acts as like a bit of a nuisance and just cuts around being like a general hassle. That'd be well cool. But yes, Moggs, what have we been working on most recently? We got any cool new stuff going on? Something just fell over behind me all by itself. That wasn't a little bit spooky. Right, I think I'm going to have to take this hoodie off because I'm actually just fucking melting here. Oh. Oh. We're back. That's some cherry coke. Oh, damn, that was a mistake wearing that hoodie. Right.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Cherry coke. Still a Captain America guy yourself? Yeah, Cap's good. Don't know who my favourite superhero is of all time. Yeah. Oh, I think price for that. So Spider-Man's arms and legs are like complete pieces, and no having to do mental joins here. Get in the bin. Take your face for a shit. Yeah, so far so good. I've not had any issues with the with using the plastic glue here. A couple of bits that have taken like a kind of a bit longer to dry, but nothing nothing too bad. Tend to find though that Tamiya extra thin cement just makes very light work of whatever you use it for. If talking all time, then Superman wins hands down, but I'm limiting myself to Marvel right now. Yeah, I mean, as much as I'm not a huge like DC fanboy, like overall, I think they've got some of the more interesting like characters and stuff. Like I really like Scarecrow as a baddie. I think it's probably one of my favorites, kind of super villain of all time. Yeah. Yeah, imagine the super thin stuff you're using is probably the best choice. Yeah, just works, and it works really quick as well. Yeah, I think DC villains are much better than the heroes. Yeah, I think they're like their villains are a little bit just a bit more. Make a bit more about them, isn't there? And like, you know, Batman will always be cool. Like it doesn't matter what iteration. He'll always be pretty fucking cool. Alright, that goes on like that, and his feet gets like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's why most of the best Marvel stories are hero team versus hero team. Yeah, I think like sort of singly that can be a little bit weak, right? Get this on here. Need to cut some of these mod messages out a little bit, I think. But yeah. So yeah. Is anybody playing anything or doing anything super cool with their evening? People hobbying away or just playing on some video games? I dipped my toes into Sons of the Forest last night with a friend of mine, and it was loads of fun. He came from Brazil, apparently. In the comics, they recently had a three-way fight: Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals. Ooh. Maybe this should have gone a bit further back. I don't know. Royal Tuscan, hello, hello. How was your dinner? Did you have anything super tasty? Alright, we've got 2 Spider-Man heads. Not quite sure why. They both look the same. Okay. I was only preparing it. Fair. Ooh, bit droopy. Good. I'll have to keep him up on his side, I think, for the time being, while the glue's set. Let's just hold him there. Cauliflower cheese, nice. Oh. Spider-Man. Mulch with you on the 8th and 9th. Cool beans. Just trying to see if I can find where I put the decals that I had left, to see if there was any left for that. If not, we'll be able to sort something out. It'll be reet. I'm really pleased that you like the models, though. That you've had a chance to use them in a game as well. Oh, I'll put it upside down. So what we did do, actually, which I just completely forgot my mind with being a bit out of it with not sleeping very well, is we did a little bit of a business thing. At the back end of last week. When was it? Friday, maybe? Thursday, Friday? Something like that. We've ordered some stickers, which are going to go in with commissions, and I might do like they were quite cheap to get a hold of, so I might buy some more if they've turned out well. To do is like giveaways for channel points and stuff. So we ordered some stickers to go in with them, and they'll go on the wet palette and stuff. And we also ordered some like return address stickers as well, just to save us having to writing me your return address out loads as well. So we've got the Risky Paints icon thing that's in the bottom left, and the Derpy Unicorn coming as stickers. I'm super pleased about. They were great fun to use. Wonderful. Right, that's Spider-Man done. I feel like since we've done Spider-Man, we should probably do Doc Ock next, right? Use the Butcher, the Balefire, the Shrive Talon, the Icon Bearer, the Aspiring Champion, and the Gunner. Cool. Doc Ock. Yes, let's do Dr. Otto Octavius next, since we've done Spider-Man. I feel like I'm going to regret this because it looks like there's lots of little bits here to go onto the ends of tentacles. But hey ho. So got a few of the models to test out. Nice. And how did they look on the tabletop? That's the bit that kind of interests me more. Hope they looked okay on your table when you were playing your game, and that your opponent was like, "Oh wow, they look really cool," and was picking them up to have a right good look around them. Go get that nicely put together. Head to go on there. Storms and the booties. Yeah, we just picked up another big commission. Probably the biggest one we'll have done today, actually. To do some of the like kill team boarding action terrain, like the walls and stuff. Make up the corridors. The full set of that coming to do. Just got the deposit for that through the other day there. Been having a look at some reviews of Crisis Protocol, and people definitely agree the models are lovely and have great detail. They also have the same "why is this not One Piece" comments. Yeah. Like, I definitely feel like, you know, the fact that Spider-Man's arms were in One Piece. So Spider-Man's arms in One Piece, so straight arm, bent arm, right? Iron Man's arms, straight arm, bent arm, 3 pieces apart. Just why? There's just no need. I also feel like these could have been just One Pieces, like One Piece as well. Like, there's no way you're I just don't feel like you wouldn't convert these. Do you know what I mean? Like, outside of sort of, well, I don't know how like kind of how expensive it is to make just One Piece miniatures, but this Doc Ock's pretty cool. I like his proper muscly as shit. What are the reviews like for the game? I've never played the game or like seen it played. Heard like good things about it. It's done by Atomic Math, who generally do pretty decent games. So the only thing I can think of is that the mold injection technology they are using is lackluster. They may be trying to avoid any undercuts. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, I suppose actually like for the more dynamically posed ones, doing like a One Piece might be challenging. Get nice and center on the base here, I think. Right, so it's actually just the robotic tentacles to go in now. So... Oh, no, no, no. Right, so that looks like that's going to go there. That's going to go there. Two open one. Right. Oh, let's just do this one tentacle at a time, we think. Okay, so need two of them, I think. Right, so that's a whole one. And plus that. Plus one of them. Okay, right, that kind of makes sense. I guess it doesn't really matter which... Oh, excuse me. It doesn't really matter which tentacle has the open claws and which one has the closed ones, really. Just get it on. Unpopular opinion, Marvelous so overrated nowadays. Yeah, like... I think it's a bit... definitely a bit kind of oversaturated at the moment. I know I've definitely got... like superhero fatigue for like the movies and the shows and stuff. I think the last one that we went to see was the Doctor Strange one, Multiverse of Madness, and it was alright. There was nothing to write home about. And they're still popular with like some people, and that's all groovy and that, but definitely think the ship sailed for me a bit now. But that being said, like, the first movie came out when I was 19 or 20. Sony just announced they're replacing Tom Holland as Spidey. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not like, I don't dislike it. It's just a bit past. I think I've just grown out of it a little bit, really. Like, they're not for me anymore, and that's fine. Yeah, mine was before Endgame. Yeah, like I think, like the Endgame saga sort of thing was pretty cool. I liked the last two, like Infinity War and Endgame. And you know what? Like I would have probably been quite happy to not have any more after that. I don't think it would have really bothered me. I've been more enjoying the like the TV shows, more than anything else. I watched She-Hulk after it being out for ages, thinking I was going to hate it, and actually it was good. It was like quite a different kind of take on like superhero and stuff. And yeah, like what my parents were saying, like this because there's so much of it now. It is really hard to kind of keep up with what's going on, and I definitely got the impression with the Multiverse of Madness, if you hadn't watched the WandaVision TV show, a lot of what was going on in Multiverse of Madness probably wouldn't have made a lot of sense to you. I just think that's a bit of a weird kind of place that they've decided to kind of take that to. But, I've got Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, which I much prefer anyway, so What's the game these models are for is like? So it's a game called Marvel's Crisis Protocol. I've never played it. I'm doing this for a friend who also has never played it because obviously all the stuff was like like unbuilt and in the box still. My understanding is it's just like a skirmish game, like a character-driven skirmish game, basically. From what I can gather, it's a pretty decent game. Hey, your English is shit. I got what you meant. Words are hard. I'm enjoying the streaming shows. Really liked Hawkeye and had a lot of fun with She-Hulk. Yeah, I thought Hawkeye was probably the weakest out of the ones that I'd seen. For me, it was a bit campy for me. But She-Hulk I really enjoyed. I just liked the whole, like they were quite meta with it, with the fourth wall break and stuff. You know, like the ending I thought was quite funny. You know, they were doing the bit about running out of the budget for the special effects for the transformation and stuff, and you know, I thought that was quite fun. What's this supposed to work? So not like D&D, more like Kill Team. Yeah, it's just like a generic kind of skirmish game, from what I can gather. But yeah, it's less of a role-playing game and more of just a game. The best film recently was the Thor with the Rock guy. Oh yeah, what was that? Third one. The first one that Taika Waititi done. Oh, okay. That's weird. What I would have done wrong here. I glued two of the connecting bits together when I shouldn't have. Then wondered why I had two bits that wouldn't go together anymore. The weird thing about these instructions is that none of the instructions are labeled with like sprue numbers, but the sprues are all numbered. So it's a bit kind of challenging to see what's going on a lot of these ones. Well, again, like the Guardians 2, not sure I'm going to see the new one. Yeah, no, just like I say, I'm just a bit past it, really. That new film that's out at the moment, Cocaine Bear, that looks like it's going to be an interesting an interesting watch. Over the top there. Working out where we're going now. That one. I'm so confused. What's going on here? Go there. Go there, I think. It's a real story, shit, you know. Yeah. No, I'd heard about it. Bear gets into like some guy's cocaine store or something, and then just goes on a rampage for a bit before it eventually heals over. That goes there. There. Ended up with Doc Ock having a bit of a weird kind of ensemble of technical arrangements here. Feel like we're getting somewhere now. Right, there we go. That looks pretty cool, right? Be right back. No stress. Richie lad. I think this is the one that other open one goes on, but we're just going to let that set for just a minute or so, just so we've got something a little bit rigid to work off. There's a bit of a stretch. I think the reason I'm not keen on Marvel is really dark and gritty, so unless they're a good comedy, I'm not interested as the characters are boring and samey. Yeah, that's kind of fair. I always thought I had the kind of opposite thought with Marvel. I always thought they were a bit too light-hearted and a bit campy and a bit kind of aimed for the younger kind of market. Would quite like to see it something a bit more kind of grown up or adult, I guess. Let's build some of these together while we're waiting for that to dry. Looks like they just kind of go together. Quite sure why we've got 4 of them. What food did you end up getting next when you went away foraging for your scran there? A bit Toblerone in the fridge. I might go and get a little snacky snack. Toblerone is top tier. Yeah, it is. It's my all-time favorite chocolate, pretty much. Oh, and it does not. there. Right, we're just going to give that a little bit more time before we put the bits on. I'm going to use that opportunity to go for a wee and get some Toblerone out of the fridge, because now that I've mentioned Toblerone, I want a Toblerone. Got a bit of white chocolate Toblerone as well. So I'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. So just chat amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a sec. We're back. What? Did you hear Toblerone changing their packaging? No. Bomber Pants never had a Toblerone. Welcome back. Hello. It's me. So, everyone just fucking buckle in for this, right? So, went for a waz. Quick smoke at the back door there. And then my lovely wife, Mrs. Bumper Pants, comes through and she's like, "Oh, I've never had Toblerone, you know." And I was like, "Oh, right, okay. Well, do you want to try some Toblerone?" So she was like, "Go on, then I'll have a bit of Toblerone." So I snapped her off, like, you know, a chunk of Toblerone, like a big chunk of Toblerone, white chocolate, because white chocolate Toblerone's the best Toblerone. She took a bite of it, and I was like, "What do you think?" And she was like, "It was nout special." Like, fucking nout special, nout special. In Toblerone. Some people there. Note special. Can just taste chocolate. Fucking hell. Some people. Wow. This is so fiddly. If anybody would like a wife, I think I'm gonna get rid of mine because that's like a fucking crime there. No, it's special. Fuck. Tobler's #1 selling chocolate. It's nothing special. Excuse me? Well, it's 90% chocolate, but it's lovely Swiss chocolate. Yes, it is. We've got that one on there. I think this one's going to come like on here. This on here. Doc Ock's proven to be a pain in the ass to put together, but we're getting there. There we go. Right, so now we've just got to try and get this last one on. Around this. Just so you can have it all to yourself, because I'm not going to eat it. That's very true. It means if I do get Toblerones, they won't get snaffled away. This go on here. I think we're gonna need to grill this one out. Oh, seriously, note special. Woman, I swears. I like that one. Bigger. So what I'm having to do, I think, is grill some of this out, but it doesn't want to seem to want to bite. It's a bit upsetting. Try again. There we go. We're getting there now. A little bit of glue just to help slide it in. Where? There we go. Right. Eventually we got there. Duck Ock. Did they not fit on specific tentacles? Yeah, I got the other three just slid on like absolutely fine. So unless this one was supposed to go here, but I've glued this one on now. So, like I was saying, like the instructions are decent. Like the picture instructions are decent, but there's no numbering on them. So it's not like, you know, connect tentacle part, you know, 11, 12, 13 together. So you kind of just gotta eyeball it, but you know the parts are the same, so like it's kind of hard to see. But well, I mean, it looks a little bit different. This is what ours looks like, which I think looks pretty cool. We've got kind of three darting forward and one kind of over his head, and this is what the instructions look like that one at the bottom there. So looks a little bit different. I think maybe one of these should have maybe been swapped around, but looks pretty cool still, all the same. That's Doc Ock compared to the Spider-Man. He's quite a big body. Right. Yes, at least they're all on. That's the main thing. Saved by the WoW stick. Right, which one should we do next then? Should we do Red Skull and Captain America? What do we reckon? Overrun. Oh. Oh. White chocolate Toblerones. Pretty special, like. That's interesting about the packaging, though. I've just scrolled up to see that, so I missed it the first time round. What is the Matterhorn? Is that the mountain? Or is it the bear, or... The mountain? Ooh. It's such a weird thing, because, like the mountain is such a, like, integral part of, like, that Toblerone brand. And has been for so long. That I'm surprised that they're willing to, like, kind of abandon it. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of like Coke getting rid of their like all their branding, you know. So where's the production being moved to then, if it's been moved out of Switzerland? And is it still going to be still going to be like Swiss chocolate and stuff. Be a money thing, production costs and whatnot. Yeah, no, I suppose that's fair. Can't remember. It's not until I read before the weekend, I think. Oh, okay. Well, as long as it tastes the same, I guess that's the main thing. Oh, no, no. Just fell off. Right then. Let's do his behind the background. The Hydra icons on. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. That bit. Article in general chat to read at your leisure. Oh, thank you. Well, I've got to say, so far, I've been pretty impressed by these models. They're quite nice. They're quite a bit bigger than, like, taller than I expected them to be. If I've got anything for, like, a comparison. So, like, this is one of the, Leagues of Votan characters. See, like, the base is not, like... Base is only, like, a nudge smaller than kind of thing, but they're quite big and quite tall. This is a cool little character, though. Leagues of Votan champions. Mm. Oh, that's him holding the Tesseract there. Just, yeah. So if we get all of these built tonight, which I feel like we're on track to. Well, we're like halfway through. We're about 2 hours in, so might get most, if not all of them built. It depends how the kind of fiddly the other ones remain. We'll try and get them primed up, ready for Wednesday. And then what I might do is stick a poll up in the Discord to see what people would like to see, and we'll get like a like the first get the first one kind of painted up ready. A little bit of a community driven thing as well. And the idea will be, I guess, the challenge will be that for us to get this completed kind of on time, it'll pretty much be 1 or 2 per stream. We think there's like 3 or 4 weeks left of the month. We've got kind of 3 days. Let's have a little look. See, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, we've got 11 more scheduled streams between now and the end of the month. That would, if we did 1 a stream, that would give us like a bit of a kind of overlap there. So yeah, maybe hoist something up in the Discord about sort of what order we do them in. So if you aren't part of the Discord community, get yourself over there, contribute to that, see what the little stuff is. And the commission stuff that we've got will probably just get done off stream, just so we can get it kind of done off the way now. But we've got all these lovely Krieg tank commanders to work on. Go on the tanks that we've done. Got another 2 there that are attached to tanks, but I think we've got a. Oh, here we go. This is one of the turrets for one of the tanks. See if we can get a bit more light on this. There we go. So they've gone for like a bluey, greeny grey, and then lots of grime and accumulated like rust and stuff into the corners there. This is what all the tanks look like as well. Right, so that's Red Skull. Done and done. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. Wow. Here we go. Yeah, that's Red Skull done. Right, let's see if we can find the destructions for Cap. Here we go, Captain America. Such a cool color. Yeah, I really like the way it's turned out. It's just like a bluey grey with just covered in like grime, basically. Let's go. Crossbone. Here we go. Should have been a lot easier to find the Captain America sprue on account of the big muckle fucking shield on it. There we go. Right, so we've got 2 halves of the body to go together first. Oh, and then what's 2 pouches to attach? That could have been part of the skull. They didn't need to be separate. God, that's an awful sprue gate. Cool. pouch there. Definitely feel like these pouches could have just been part of the model. Absolutely no need for those to be separate whatsoever. It's fucking crazy. Alright, let's get the legs on next, I think. Go off task a little bit here. Did you see much about the game, Nisk, when you were kind of looking up at the reviews and stuff there? I'm quite intrigued by the game. I've not really seen much about it. Game was good reviews, simple premise but executed well, more than the sum of its parts. Only gripe I found consistently was the exception of the core box. The expansions are expensive. Yeah, that's what I'd seen as well. The like expansions for like the other heroes and supervillains were fairly pricey. Same as the it's like a Batman skirmish game as well. That looked to be kind of the same, like kind of setup. Right. So let's do his pointing arm first, I think. Yeah, I used to carry that in the store. Models were not great and that, very small. Oh, okay. I presume it must have been a different company than this one. I guess would kind of make sense for like conflict of interest, I guess. Right, so when the arm comes on to there, right. Right, shield throwing arm now. That one, obviously the shield. Fonts. Yeah, things like that. All right. Give that a moment to dry. Sweden. Looks a bit weird without his shield, doesn't he? Looks like he's just kind of doing a crazy dance. Yeah, see how that goes on. There we go. Captain America. The Red Skull. Pretty groovy looking. Right, so that's 2, 4, 6 done. 4 more to go. Do crossbones next. Keep it in the Captain America kind of wheelhouse. And another blatant. This should have just been part of the sculpt. This is his head without a face on, and this piece here is the skull motif for his helmet. Absolutely should have just been part of the model. Excuse me. This is another big base one. Oh wow, yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I reckon you could probably argue some decent reasons for the other pieces, right? But that is just it's a level of just extra I can't deal with. Alright, let's get the legs and the body all together first. So many different like straps and pouches on this guy. There's a lot. No, he's not on a big base. He's on a normal base. Ultron's on a big base. I thought he looked a bit swamped on there. Right. This the flash. Yep. Right. So looks like his arms just go on. Yeah, nothing special there. Good night, Mrs. Bumperpants. I'll see you soon. Thanks for lurking about the place. Shame that you didn't get to see Ultron getting built. I'd known you were going to bed, I would have done it now. I think it's coming like in over the top. Castle needs bed? No bother. Welcome back, Yon Rie. Did you go far? You've been away for a while. Was in the back. I know this is Crossbones, who's in very briefly in Civil War, right at the start of Civil War, where Scarlet Witch like blows up the office building. That scene there is like the dude with like the crazy like bomb mask on with the skull etched into it. Pistol. Yeah, that's him. The one they've just made into a woman. Okay. Crossbone's helm opens up in a clip I've seen, and he is now a she. Oh, I've not seen that. In the MCU, he's dead, right? He'll get killed in the MCU. Yeah, hide in like the general chat in the Discord or something. There we go. Crossbone's done. He was nice and easy. I think we might have inadvertently started with all of the like really awkward ones. Now we're just going to absolutely fly through them. Right, what we got left? We've got Black Widow, that's Zemo, Ultron, and Black Widow. What do we reckon we should do next in chat? Black Widow, Zemo, or Ultron? Oh, yes. From the Black Widow film. Of course. Forgot all about the Black Widow film. It was fucking dross. Let's do Black Widow next today, since we've just been talking about her. Right. Here we go. Right, so we've got the body bit to do. Do the legs as well at the same time. That's the Black Widow body, kind of all put together on a base. Okay then. Another set of segmented arms. Multiple of the same parts on the sprues, really throwing us. Trying to work out what hand is supposed to go where. Then you realise it's two of the same parts. They either all work. Like that. We've got... Yeah. Yeah. Holster. There we go. Right. To say, I quite like how dynamic the poses are for these. Like they've got some great like flowing like lines and like the poses are all like really suitably heroic. Get that arm set shade. Oh. Big stretch. Right. This arm in here. And that'll be Black Widow done and done. Flying through. Down by his side. So. There we go. Black Widow, all done. Iron Man. Black Widow. Spider-Man. Captain Marvel. Captain America. Yakshi. Right. Zemo next, I think, because I think Ultron's going to be a pain in the cock. So let's get Zemo done, and then we'll finish with Ultron. Then we might wrap up a shade early tonight, once we get these done. Just so I can try and get some semblance of sleep. We'll see how we get on. Do you want to go and raid somebody as well? Keep up that habit. Keep making some awesome friends, because we've discovered some truly amazing people since we've started to take streaming a bit more seriously again since the new year. Ended up getting involved in quite a few people's different communities, and they've all been really nice. So we want to continue on with that. Nice little colour. Right, okay. There, there. And he does. Yeah. Definitely feel like now I've got the knack of like how these kits are starting to go together. I'm definitely starting to make quicker progress through them. Yeah. So let's see sword arm doing. Is counterbalance arm. Right, that's his arms done. Oh no, back off his base. go. Baron Zemo. Them all done now as well. And then, last but not least, got Big Daddy Ultron himself. Stand this front. Oh, where's it gone? Do a little base swap here, I think. Get Doc Ock onto a slightly different base. Oh. That's better. Right. Okay, so we've got flooring on. Yep, this one. Um, These bits. This Ultron's a shite side more fiddly than the other ones. I'm kind of glad that we did this one last. Right, that's that one done. Need his pointing arm now, which is this one. I do a heckin' concentration phase there. And that goes to here. Right, that's the like torso and arms kind of done now. The shoulder pad to pop on. Work out where that goes. Like that. Yeah, be about right. Okay. Do his head neck. This bit. There. Tuscan, gonna head to bed now, my guy. Enjoy the buildings. Thank you very much. Thank you for sticking about and coming in and saying hello. I look forward to getting the next marine through. I'll drop you a message when it arrives. But enjoy your sleepy times, and I'll catch you again soon. Probably won't be far behind Royal, in fairness. I get the Zoltron built. We're nearly there on now. That's the torso done. His big evil pointing finger arm thing. Right. Looks like we need to build his thigh plates now. Okay, so we go. I think this piece. G. Put that piece there. I don't assume it's going to be upper and lower. World's shittest jigsaw, this bit. I think that's right. Okay. Again, another instance of why couldn't this have just been one piece? Oh. Yeah. Okay, right, that makes a bit more sense. Leg 1 built. Right. So this bit goes on the bottom. Thigh plate. Do. Right, so that's his legs built now. Need to get these on, and then I'm onto a base, and we have finished. The building part at the very least. Okay. Right, does this win? We've missed a step somewhere. Ah, we have. Okay. Oof. Caught the enemy finger there with me, yeah. Exacto blade. That stung. Just went to go and pick it up, and I've ended up picking it up by the blade instead. Good end to the stream. Right. That'll do for now. Get to a plaster. Right. Try and work out how we're going to get these on. Maybe. One thing about being an adult and having adult money, I can eat Easter eggs before Easter. Absolutely. Few seconds. Oh, yeah. Phone alarm going off there. Leg number 1 onto Ultron. We got leg number 2 on now. What Easter egg are you currently eating though? The real question. And is it a crunchy one? Those were the best Easter egg. Okay, so putting it in the base has kind of helped with the pose there a little bit. Let's get that locked in there. Cadbury's mini Easter egg one. Ooh, nice. You know, there's just something about Cadbury's like mini eggs. Just absolutely slap. Right, there we go. That's Ultron all done. Just the last of the 10. So I'll show the 5 baddies off since we've got the baddies out first. So got Ultron here. Cool looking mini, nice dynamic pose. Imperious pointing over. Got Baron Zemo and the Red Skull. Yeah, looking real nice. Excuse my bandaged finger, I just cut it on the craft knife there before. I went to go pick it up and tried to pick it up by the blade. And it caught on my finger. Then we've got Crossbones, Dr. Octopus. So that's the 5 baddies. And then we've got Captain Marvel. It's a really nice model. Nice big swirly, lots of energy there. Spooderman, doing his best Spooderman thing. Cool. Black Widow. Punch and pose. You know, I did an orange paint splat, right? The exact same as the blue one, except it's orange. And it still hasn't been approved by Twitch. No idea why. Cap America. And then finally, the Iron. So, you know, obviously it's quite cool. You've got like, you have kind of the obvious parents, you know, Iron Man, Ultron. Gonna guess Crossbones and, well, you got Crossbones, Red Skull, and Zemo. Kind of like these 3, I guess, right? and then Budaman and the Octopus. But great, can't wait to see them painted. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. It should be cool. It'll be an interesting challenge, especially trying to do them as kind of close to sort of like the artwork as possible, I guess. So that is going to be us for the evening. I'm going to pop us over to just a slightly different view now. It's just mostly has my face on. Thank you for everyone who's hung about. It's been a bit of a mental day for new followers. We've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new followers today. We got 6 followers over the last week when I was off and wasn't streaming as well. So we'll be edging ever closer now towards that kind of 200 followers mark, which is great. Thank you to everyone who's been active in the chat, whether you've been here from the start or you've just popped in. If you've just been sat watching and lurking, it all helps. Thanks to Nisgratis, Modulator Supreme, especially at the start there when it got a little bit crazy and it got a bit got a bit full in the chat and doing the shout outs and stuff. Really, really appreciate it. All the social media stuff's on the slideshow now. Use my gummy finger. Check it all out. There's links down below to it all as well. Let's go and find somebody to raid. Unless anybody has any suggestions. Let a second. Let's see who is cutting about. This guy, okay. Vibrant. Cool, so we've got this guy here. Oh, we've done good. He's just finishing up. This guy doing? Sump Squid looks like he's doing some Horus Heresy Mechanicum stuff. Looks like he's painting a big old tank. So let's go and say hello to him. Looks like he's about the same kind of size channel as we are. So if you are still here, it'd be massively appreciated if you could hang about for the raid. It's where we go make some new friends. If you've got Risky Paints emotes, just make sure you slam them in there with Risky Raid. Otherwise, just yell Risky Raid and spam your favorite emotes. We will be back on Wednesday about the same sort of time, 7 PM GMT. Again, big thanks to everyone who's been through and for all the new followers. And until next time, I will see you in there. Goodbye.